Well, hello! In this video, we are going to be learning how to add another kind of media. Last time we did images, this time we're going to be adding sounds to our sketches. So I'm going to give you like where I want to start with this. This is like my dream application. Someone made this, the Sampulator. Now, if you see here, this is something that you would be able to build with P5 after learning this lesson. It's just a bunch of squares. You notice it looks a lot like a keyboard. And what you could do is you could press a key and have it play a sound. So check it out. If I wanted to play the shaker, I could just like, that is so far off. There we go.
Oh yeah, baby.
That was so weird. So this is really not something that's too hard to make with P5 because really all you need to be able to do is make, yeah, got it. You'd have to make something change colors, right? You have a square, it changes colors, gets a little bit lighter, and if you notice here, it also gets a little bit smaller and it plays a sound. So really, all you just need is a bunch of squares. You need to be able to play some sounds, and like you know how to change color and sizes of things. So that's kind of like the goal. Think about that when we're doing this lesson. So how do we add sounds? First thing we need to do, we need to get a sound. So what we're going to do is we're going to, let's get out of here. You go to something called freesound.org. So free sound, okay? So if you go to here, free sound, you'll see this is a website, and you get sounds from anywhere. You can record them yourself, you know, don't feel like limited to this, but this is a great place to find free sounds. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to create an account. So I already have an account. You know, I'll log out. Let's see if I can do that here. Yeah, I'll log out. And what you're gonna do first is you're going to register. Now, once you've registered and you've got yourself logged in, you can start doing what you got to do. So here's my thing. That's my password. Oh, we didn't see it. And it's covered by dots. So now that you're logged in, you can start downloading the songs. So register, you know, pause the video, register, get yourself signed up, then meet me over here. All right, so today we're going to be doing a cat meowing. So what you could do is you could search sounds. I'm going to search cat. Actually, no, like let's do an actual meow. Let's see what we got here. There we go. So here's the deal. I want you to look at this. This is kind of important because this over here is the length of a sound. So this one's only 1 second. This one is 1 second. A lot of these are really short, but you don't want something like this. This is a 27-second of cat meowing. Yeah, it's like too long. So for your purposes, unless you want like a song that's like playing in the background, what you want to do is something short, something that's like a really quick. Like you should only look for a few seconds. So 1, 2, maybe 5 seconds is fine. You see, and then it's all blank. So just look for short cat sounds. So this one's perfect. It's very quick, right? It's almost a second long. Once you found the song that you like, or the sound, not the song, click it and download it. All right, we don't want to download. Rename it something easy. I'm going to rename this meow. Let's save it. And you see that this is meow.wave. Now there's some like weird file formats. Generally you want .wav, like MP3 also works. There's some, I think it's like I don't know. Sometimes they don't work. Just make sure you look here. It should say something like MP3 or WAV. You could try other ones, but if your sound's not working, sometimes it's because you have a weird type of sound file there. Okay, now that we got our sound and we downloaded it, we once again click over here and we expose our files. We're going to once again go here and we're going to upload the file. We're going to drag and drop it. And we got our meow. Looking good. All right, and then we kind of follow the same steps that we did with the image. So the first thing we're gonna do is create a variable. We're gonna call it meow because it's the sound of a meow, right? That's where we're gonna store the sound. We're gonna make the function preload, okay? And this is where we're gonna preload the sound. So I'm gonna say meow, the variable equals load sound, very similar to load image. Once again, you put the name of the file here. So this is meow.wave. It has to be exactly, capitalization matters, has to be exactly that. And then this is where it gets a little funny, so I really kind of want you to pay attention closely here. Just to check that it's working, I like to do this. The way you play a sound is super simple. You take the variable name, which is meow, and notice I'm doing this right in the setup, and I do .play. So watch what happens. Now the reason I put it in setup is because remember, setup only runs one time before the sketch is loaded. So here, like it plays the sound once. you can't just go like this. I would never just take a sound and put it in draw, because watch what's about to happen. It's like, sounds like a devil cat. Now, just to think about that, just remember what it's doing is it's playing that sound 60 times per second. So that's why it's like, because it plays too much. So you don't want to just do meow.play right here. What we want to do is we want to make it only play if something, like I want to play it like if I press a key. Right? Now you could have other if statements that surround it, but you don't want to always play the sound. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to say this. If key is pressed, so we're only going to do this when we press a key. Okay? If that key is equal to, let's call it M for meow, then we're going to play the sound. So I'm going to do this. Meow dot play parentheses. So let's just look at this code. We know about this. Keys pressed is something we've done before. So now we'll only play the cat meowing when I press the M key. So watch, I press M. And it's close, but you might notice it sounds a little funny, right? It kind of overlaps again. So like, see how is that weird thing? Because if I hold down the M key, it like keeps playing over and over again. So the way to prevent that from happening, where it doesn't like do this weird, the way to stop that from happening is what you could do is this. We're going to say this, meow dot play mode. And what you're going to do is this thing called restart. And what that means is like, instead of just like overlapping, what it'll do is it'll just restart the sound instead of like overlapping them. So it won't play it multiple times. Every time you press the M key, it'll just like start over again. So check it out. I press play. See how much better that sounds? So every time I press the M key, it just restarts the sound. So that's really the whole thing. This is like once again, everything was pretty much the same, right? We created the variable, we preloaded the sound, we made our if statement, so then only if we press the M key, it makes that noise. And now I just want to do like a visual flourish here. Like maybe we want to like do what we did here with the sampulator. Remember a sampulator? That was from the beginning. Let's go back there just so you remember. Where's my sampulator? Okay. So once again, maybe I just want to do something like this where you see how like this thing changes color. Let's do this. So I'll show you how I could do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our rectangle. So I'm going to say fill 255, and let's make a rectangle at 150, 150, 100, 100. So there's our rectangle, right? Now let's say like we kind of want this to actually change color when that happens. Check this out. Here's a cool way to do that. So let's make it green. So I'm going to say this 0, 0, 255, 0. So now it's green to start off with. And what we're just going to do is change the color when it's like inside of this if statement. So we're going to do the play, but like let's just change it to like blue. So we'll do fill 0, 0, 255. So check it out. Now we have this kind of like the sampulator where now if I press M, it'll play the sound and also give me a visual indicator that the sound is being changed. There we go. Got it? Now, another cool thing I kind of show you about is you can actually do this thing called alpha, because I just want to, before I end the video, because we really did learn it, notice how this doesn't really change color, it just gets lighter. See, it kind of has that transparency. What you could do is add a fourth number, that's called alpha, and you just pick a number between 0 and 255, and 255 adds a little bit of transparency to it. So check this out. So now when I do it, do you see how it just gets a little bit lighter? That's getting that transparency that you see in the other one. So that's how they did that. They just added a little bit of this fourth number called alpha, which gives you transparency. You don't have to do it that way. You could just have it change of color. You know, I thought that was just an interesting little fact about alphas that you can use. So let's have it change red this time. And that's how it's done. All right, but that's the big thing here. Meow.play is how you play the sound. And you generally want to use the play mode of restart. It restarts the sound every time you do it. All right, that's it for this video. Peace.